In recent weeks, the United States has ramped up its naval presence in the South China Sea, positioning one of its most powerful aircraft carriers, the USS Carl Vinson, into contested waters alongside a full carrier strike group. This deployment comes at a moment of heightened regional instability. China is intensifying its drone flights around Taiwan. The U.S. is building new bases in the Philippines, and Russia has launched massive naval exercises across multiple oceans. And in the midst of all this, the Philippine Coast Guard just intercepted a Chinese spy ship operating deep within its exclusive economic zone. The signal is clear. The South China Sea is becoming one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. The USS Carl Vinson, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, entered the region with a full strike group consisting of guided missile cruisers, Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, and air wings composed of FA-18 Super Hornets, EA-18G Growlers, and MH-60R helicopters. These ships are equipped with advanced radar, SM-6 interceptors, Tomahawk cruise missiles, and robust anti-submarine capabilities. It's a floating fortress, a mobile base capable of responding to any threat in the Indo-Pacific within hours. This carrier group isn't here for drills. It's here to assert freedom of navigation through waters China has increasingly claimed as its own, claims rejected by international law. The presence of the Carl Vinson sends a powerful message. The United States intends to maintain operational access to some of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. But China is responding in kind. Over the past 2 weeks, Chinese military drones have surged across the Taiwan Strait, with near-daily reconnaissance flights approaching Taiwanese airspace and shadowing American naval operations. These drones, ranging from high-altitude surveillance platforms to electronic warfare UAVs, are collecting intelligence, mapping radar coverage, and testing Allied response times. At the same time, Chinese naval vessels have been shadowing U.S. ships, maintaining constant radar lock and exchanging tense radio warnings. Then, on July 13th, another flashpoint emerged. The Philippine Coast Guard intercepted a Chinese electronic surveillance ship operating 69 nautical miles west of Cabra Island, well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The vessel is a spy ship equipped with advanced signals intelligence systems, satellite communications, intercept arrays, and defensive weapons, including 37mm naval guns and anti-aircraft machine guns. Despite repeated radio challenges, the Chinese vessel refused to respond or acknowledge Philippine authority in the area. In a highly provocative move, a Chinese Coast Guard ship arrived in support of the spy vessel and insisted over radio that the ship was operating in Chinese waters. Shortly after, a guided missile destroyer joined the operation. The destroyer launched a helicopter from its flight deck, a show of force clearly meant to intimidate. This wasn't just a violation of Philippine sovereignty. It was a intelligence operation unfolding inside a U.S. ally's backyard. During the same week, U.S. F-35 fighter jets arrived in the Philippines for joint operations. The timing is no coincidence, as the United States and its allies strengthen regional defense cooperation. Beijing is testing the limits, seeing how far it can go before the U.S. or regional partners push back. Meanwhile, the U.S. military is preparing for more than short-term posturing. According to recent reports, the Pentagon is actively developing logistics and refueling infrastructure in the southern Philippines, aiming to support sustained naval and air operations near the South China Sea. These facilities, still under evaluation by the Defense Logistics Agency, would give U.S. warships faster, more secure access to resupply points close to contested waters. The idea is simple, but strategic. Shorten supply lines, reduce dependency on distant hubs like Guam, and increase responsiveness in case of sudden conflict. Already satellite imagery and on-the-ground reporting suggest work is underway to expand airstrips, build underground fuel storage, and deploy radar stations across selected Philippine islands. These moves follow the expansion of the U.S.-Philippine Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, which grants American forces rotational access to key sites across the archipelago. But now attention is turning to the southern Philippines, near the Celebes and Sulu Seas, maritime zones that connect the South China Sea to the wider Pacific and Indian Oceans. While all eyes are focused on China, another major naval power is making moves of its own. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for what's coming next. This week, Russia launched one of its largest multi-theater naval exercises in recent memory, involving over 150 warships and 15,000 troops. These drills span the Arctic, Pacific, Baltic, and Caspian Seas, and include nuclear port submarines, missile destroyers, maritime patrol aircraft, and coastal defense units. In the Pacific, Russian ships are conducting strike simulations and electronic warfare drills. In the Arctic, submarines are operating under polar ice. In the Baltic, missile launches and anti-submarine operations are ongoing. The Kremlin's message is unmistakable. Russia is not distracted by Ukraine alone. It is prepared to challenge NATO in Europe and project power into the Pacific simultaneously. For the U.S. Navy, this is a growing problem. With only a finite number of carrier groups, submarines, and surveillance assets, the Navy is now being asked to manage deterrence missions in two global theaters, the Indo-Pacific and the High North. The growing number of commitments is pushing America's operational limits. Yes, the U.S. still maintains technological superiority, with unmatched aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, nuclear submarines, and integrated battle networks, but readiness is being tested. Budget constraints, personnel shortages, and maintenance cycles create gaps in presence that China and Russia are eager to exploit. That's why the new logistics hubs in the Philippines, the forward deployments in the South China Sea, and the interception of Chinese spy ships are not isolated headlines. They are part of a much bigger trend, the return of strategic maritime competition. It's no longer enough to respond to threats one at a time. The U.S. Navy is now expected to compete with two near-peer rivals, both of whom are pushing the boundaries of maritime control, sometimes literally at the same time. The question isn't just whether the Navy can handle two flashpoints. The question is whether it can prevent one from erupting into conflict while containing the other. Because sometimes, global crises don't unfold through invasion. They unfold through provocations, slow escalations, and small miscalculations. A drone that flies too close, a warship that ignores a warning, a spy vessel that stays just long enough to create a diplomatic firestorm. The South China Sea is no longer just a disputed region. It's a chessboard, and every move matters. Let us know in the comments. Is the U.S. Navy prepared to handle a two-front maritime challenge from China and Russia? Or are these latest moves signs that Washington is being outmaneuvered? If you want to keep up with the real power shifts happening across the oceans, subscribe now and turn on notifications. We'll keep tracking every move and every warship, shaping the future of global security.